adaptation and kind of fitting into what you guys want and what you guys expect of him?
I think that's part of the fun in working with him so far is his willingness to adapt to what we need, and also his skill set is so well rounded. Whether he can play on the left, the right, he can catch in behind with some of the running off the ball. He can arrive in the box, but he's also comfortable in between lines and turning and helping us build the game. So we've already asked him in a short amount of time to do, I think, 3 or 4 different things, and I think because of his career and his skill set, he's already done a lot of this stuff. Whether it was LA, where he's playing on the right, he's played winger, he's played in the pocket as a 10 for Cruz Azul in Mexico. So, and that's on a larger scale. That's what we've been working on. We're still not super clear on who we are yet, and that's normal when you have 6, 7 new potential starters. There's some tinkering going on, and we're using these games to take real pictures of who we are and what's working. And as we grab new players and put them in, that changes it a little bit more. But it's important in this moment now that we start to narrow. We got about several weeks before we have a good opponent coming in town in Chicago. So we got to start getting a little bit clearer here. But it's been a fun process with the coaches to tinker and figure out how this group's going to go.
Ben, what's the challenge in your position to manage, I guess as you're building to the season opener, managing personalities and getting that chemistry in place? What are the challenges for you?
I had a few easily managed teams in my times, and they were a bunch of nice kids, and we usually lost. So that's been a common thread in the way I've built teams, that the ones you have to manage the most are usually the most successful. So hopefully that continues to be the case. There's personality out here, and you can see it. It's a completely different group from a mindset and the way they hold each other accountable already. You got a lot of championships out there. You got a lot of experience. You got a lot of ego. But that's a good challenge for me. I like that part. It's a little bit exhausting at times because I'm a people person, and I want everybody to be on the field. It's no fun to tell someone that they're out of the lineup. But that part is also a product of building a bigger team, a deeper team that's talented, that can be successful. So I'll deal with the management part.
Hey man, how do you see Hector Herrera different from the one that left and the one that is now? Do you envision him as a starter?
We'll see. Again, I don't. There's a few different ways to go about this, and there's some scenarios where that could be the case. There's also some scenarios where that's not the case, and my relationship with Hector is a good one. It's built on love and a foundation that over those first couple years that he was here. So as long as I'm honest and upfront with Hector, and he's honest to me, I think whatever that role is, it's going to be a good one and one that's fruitful for this club. I have no doubt about that. He is in a very good place. Again, part of this preseason, most of the preseason, he's been with that quote-unquote second team. And he's led it very well. He's helping young players. He's not getting frustrated with that role in this moment. But he's also shown us, like, oh yeah, he's pretty damn good, and he's going to make my life hard to keep him off the field. And that's again goes back to managing and having depth with real quality. I think that's a good thing. Some sleepless nights, but I'd rather have that than the alternative to, not to mention last year. But last year.
How are you feeling with the squad so far? I know it's different than the one from last season, but
it is different, and the energy here is very good. That doesn't mean anything, as far as results, but the energy and the experience, the talent. I think everybody understands that we're a competitive team, and we're up to speed. Pat and Asher did a very good job in the off season putting this team together. We put a lot of hours in on designing it, and I think we were really thoughtful on what type of person and player we want to be a part of our culture. And I think last year taught us a lot in that regard. The guys are super competitive, and again, there's a lot of personality and talent out there. So that's a good place to start. Now it's, a lot of this is on myself and the coaching staff to really get these guys on the same page. And that's been, as I said, we're going to tinker, we're going to figure this out. They're going to be part of figuring this out. The way we coach. I want feedback from some of these guys and what we're doing, and collectively we're going to arrive to something that we feel like will push us forward.
Ben, out of everything that Bogus can do, which part of his game are you trying to maybe get the most out of? Is it distributing the ball, playmaking, or scoring?
Bogus?
Yeah.
All of it. And he has the ability. What's fun about Matti is he has all those elements. Whether he's able to provide the provider, right? Whether he's the provider or whether he can score goals, that he can do all those really well. So, this is a designated player. This was a big investment. So we're asking for all of that. And again, it's exciting because he has that. He has all those qualities in him. He can score in a bunch of different ways. He can arrive in the box. He can create his own shot, right, left. Again, pocket play is really good. He can provide both with little intricate play, combination, but he also can serve a ball. He's a very well-rounded player. So that is something that we're, as we tinker, he gives us flexibility. But the short answer is we need goals and assists from him. We need production. And that's the same with Guilherme and any DP attacking type player. That was lacking last year, and a more potent attack will certainly, if we become the team we think we can, they'll be a big part of the score sheet.
So Ben, how much have you had to experiment this preseason with all the players, the new players, and your DPs?
A lot, constantly. And again, it's been a fun exercise for the staff. I surround myself with people that are a lot smarter than I am. In some of the tactics, and we've been in the lab, so to speak, constantly on what is the best way to go about this. And we want to have more flexibility within our structure. Last year, I think we got a little stuck. We designed a team to play a certain way. It really didn't unfold in that way, and we really didn't have, I think, the players to adapt and kind of pivot. And here, I think, we have a lot of different ways to go about winning games. And more transition speed. I think we'll have better progressors. We'll be a little bit better in the build as well. So the idea is to design something that can have success in any types of games. Whether you're on the road and you're under it, do you have transition speed? Do you have ideas on how to score, against other opponents' attacks, or breaking down low pressure here in Houston when it's 98 degrees? Do we understand how to break down low pressure? Are we patient? Can we deal with the act of defending in the space behind us when we have the ball? So there's a lot to cover, and it's been a fun process, but we're at the beginning. This is not going to happen overnight. I know nobody wants to hear that, but as much as there's talent and personality, it still takes time to be really well oiled. Can we find results early in the season? While we're not perfect, hopefully that's where our personality and experience comes in.
All right, Ben. First of all, nice beard. Really cool.
I appreciate it. I like yours too.
So how excited are you this season with a crop of players? You say your roster has a lot of talent this season, personalities and all kinds of talent. They've won a lot of stuff. Do you see this team as a team that can be a playoff team this season?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's the goal. We're not. I think Pat and Asher have built a team, and the scouts and myself in the offseason to put this team back where it needs to be, and that's in the playoffs. It's that simple. We're under no illusions. As much as this is going to be a work in progress, the expectations are we're in the postseason, and that's my job to get this group in there.
Hey Ben, to piggyback on what my colleague said, you spoke about Happy New Year, Ben.
Happy New Year to you, man. It's nice you called him a colleague.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've called him worse.
All right, I hear you speak glowingly about the new signings and what the new guy, Bogus, brings to the table. Are there specific areas of the team which you think that these new players have raised the bar for the team?
Final third, options and ability to kind of strike in transition. and create your own shot. And just, again, having a more potent attack, I think, is where this is really, you know, on one side. You know, everybody talks about the boxes, right? You know, so many games come down to how you did, you know, in the offensive box and the defensive box. I would argue we got better in both. We got more experience in the back, and we got more experience and lethal in the attack. So that's you know, how it happens in between the boxes, we got a lot of figuring out to do still. But if you got playmakers that can put the ball in the net and keep it out, to state the obvious, you're a better team.
With all the partnerships, with all the new guys that come in, are there any new partnerships that you're excited to see in the future?
I'm excited everywhere. You know, the partnerships is a great word because it's really, we talk about on the macro about the game of soccer, but really it's these partnerships. It's, you know, how does Bogusz and Ponce start to link up and have that sixth sense? How does Guilherme have a relationship with the sixes and receiving balls in between the lines? You know, Griffin, the wide backs and the tens. Right? All these little relationships add up. So we try to foster those in a bunch of different ways, both in the classroom, of course, but also on the field and partnering guys up. You know, maybe if we're doing a 5v5 tournament, we may be putting certain players together so they can spend more reps with each other. So some of it's organic, some of it you can push along.
Ben, a little bit of a fun question, if you will, with Bogusz. Did you get the pronunciation right the first time, or did it take a few tries?
Am I saying your name right? Bogusz? Is it Bogusz? I botch them all. I botch, you know, probably 70% of the names, but yeah, Bogusz is pretty easy.
Could I ask you specifically about Nick Martinique?
Yeah.
He's been having a heck of a preseason. How excited are you about a guy like that, like, you know, is here to compete?
He's like 50% from shooting right now. It's remarkable. It's like basketball stats. It's incredible. There's one huge reason why we got him. You know, we did a little research on him, and everyone was just like, yeah, he gets good contact. He's good in the air. He can create his own shot, and he's just a nasty finisher. And so you talk about what gets you points and changes games. Is he a guy that we look down the bench and are excited to bring off for if we need a goal? Can he compete with Ponce? Can he push Ponce? Can he push some of our other guys? And he's answered that very clearly so far in his performance. I think he has 5 goals in 3 games. And not tap-ins. I mean, these are good goals. These are earned goals. His movement in the box is real, and mostly his contact is clean, and he gets it on frame. So, and he's got a good mentality. He's been a really nice surprise.
And Pat also mentioned that Arthur is out. He might be out for weeks or months. Does that change anything for you?
Yes.
Maybe you're starting 11?
Yes, of course it does. You know, there's certain players when you take out of your lineup, maybe you guys won't notice, but coaches notice, right? These little plays that he makes as a glue guy, and some of the stuff that isn't always in the you know, stats, he does, and he's selfless, and we'll miss him for a little bit. How long that is, I've heard 7 different timelines, so hopefully it's one of the early ones, but we fear it's going to be a little bit more in the months. So that was a blow yesterday, but it's a chance to talk to the team about resiliency, and you know, you lose a little bit of your captain and some soul. It's like, okay, you know, who steps into this role? Then this is what MLS season. It's so long. It's a 10-month season. So many things happen. With the World Cup break, it's a little bit of a bizarre year too. So there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and this is just kind of a first little test of resiliency. Who steps into that void on the field, and then also replaces him as kind of a leader, because you can be the captain, but when you don't play and you're the captain, it's different. You got to be out here fighting, and so he'll be fine, but we expect a full recovery, and he'll be back at some point.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, guys.